Then we have the main event. The Diamond, Dustin Poirier, taking on notorious Conor McGregor. Dustin Poirier ranked number 2 at 155 coming to this. Conor McGregor ranked number 4. Poirier 26-6-1, no contest. He's now 5-1 in his last 6. Conor McGregor 22-4 in his career and 4-2 in his last 6. Conor is a favorite in this one. And I really like him to win this one. I think, if you don't know, this is a rematch. They fought once before. Conor knocked him out rather quickly in that first fight. And I think this fight is going to be as dominant or more dominant of a win for Conor. He's got only 2 losses in his recent years. One of those losses is to Khabib, who's a fantastic wrestler, and that is something that Dustin Poirier, I don't think, brings to the table. He's got okay grappling, but nothing like Khabib. And then McGregor's other recent loss is to Nate Diaz, and Nate Diaz had the reach there. He's got that ungodly chin. He can take like anything. And while I think that Dustin Poirier does have a pretty good chin, I don't think it's on the level of Diaz's. So he doesn't possess either of those attributes, which I feel like you need one or the other to beat Conor McGregor. And I hear a lot of people, while Poirier is the underdog, I still hear a lot of people saying, well, he's so much better. There's so much time has gone by. We've been talking about this a lot. He's had 12 fights since then, but Conor McGregor's had 8 fights since then, and he also is continuing to evolve. And the question is, how is he better? Is he getting better and becoming a more... I'm trying to think of a good way to put it. The way he became better, he moved up in the rank. He's gotten better, but his style has changed. His style has evolved into a guy who relies very heavily on his chin, and it's worked well for him.
He sucks you into a brawl.
Exactly.
He's great at that. I mean, look at the fight against Gaethje, the fight against Eddie Alvarez, the fight against the Hangman, and all 3
he's winning those fights.
He's winning them, but he's kind of doing the Tony Ferguson thing where he's outlasting you.
Exactly.
Not that he's not a skilled fighter and a tremendous boxer and a great.
It is like a calculated brawl.
Yeah, he's very skilled and a tremendous fighter and someone that I really like to watch. And all those fights I just mentioned, I was rooting for him to win. But you can't take those types of shots against McGregor. At least not what, we've never seen anybody be able to, except Nate Diaz, take those kind of shots. And yeah, they, like the point you said, people act like Poirier's made all these great strides since the McGregor fight, in 2014, and he has. But so has Conor. Ever since that fight, what did he do against Alvarez? The second fight that we're watching right now against Nate Diaz, knocking out Aldo in 13 seconds. Nobody finishes Cowboy in 40 seconds. He is getting better. And people just act like Dustin, if things go bad, he'll just shoot the double, blast it, and Conor's on his back flailing like a fish out of water. No. That's not happening.
He's not the same Conor that fought Mendez.
We're watching right now Conor and Diaz too, and the amount of good takedowns that Nate had, and Nate's a great grappler.
Decent takedown.
And he knows how to get a fight to the ground.
Yeah.
And there's many times in this fight where he was trying to get Conor down, and Conor did a fantastic job defending. I think that if Poirier tries that, he's going to be, and I don't think he's going to, I think he's going to be on the feet. But if he tries that, I think you're going to see, and everybody's going to have to like acknowledge how good of a defensive wrestler Conor is. I think his grappling is seriously underrated.
He stopped a lot of Khabib's takedowns.
Yeah, because he's so dominant in one area, it's easy to say he has deficiencies in all these other areas. This is natural. And while he's not, because he's so dominant in striking, in good and everywhere else, this still looks like he's deficient. But he's still going to be able to stop the takedowns. I don't see how in this fight, short of a flash knockout or him getting caught with something crazy, where skill-wise, skill for skill, where Dustin Poirier beats him. I haven't been able to diagnose something where it's like, well, if and then people always say, well, he'll gas. What about this fight? It just depends. It just depends what Conor shows up. If it's a Conor willing to die in there like he was in that Nate Diaz number 2, because he had lost the first one, everything, his legacy, the champ opportunity that laid in weight in Alvarez, everything hinged on him winning that rematch. And he dug down deep, winning that fourth round. He did it. He had to do it, and he did it. It just depends. If Conor like that shows up, and all signs are that he is the motivated Conor, he's back. I just think that he has all the skills to win. He's so talented. He's such a great striker and possesses such accurate power. In the last 3 fights, Anakin Flooring podcast where I got this information. In the last 3 fights, Dustin Poirier has absorbed 100 more significant strikes than he's dealt out, which means he's taken a tremendous amount of shots.
He comes out on top.
He's won those fights,
but he's
he's winning those fights primarily.
Taking damage,
but he's taking a lot of damage, and you cannot take that damage against Conor. He just has one of those things where he touches you, and it's just like, so it's over, just like that.
He's so sharp at moving in. Moving in, hitting you, and then right back out.
Yep.
He's
never there to be hit.
Mm-hmm.
His timing and his range management, his footwork, headwork, everything is just so spot on.
Mm-hmm.
And
the guys that Poirier's beating, that's not the case.
No,
they're just brawling. They're just slugging. And he's getting caught, and he's catching them.
So I mean, if you're Poirier, you have to try to get to the third round. I mean, that's the only thing. You have to try to. But
try to get him to gas.
But are you going to be able to take the damage that it's you're going to have to take to get it to those? And then what kind of fighter are you then? Exactly. So I just think that McGregor has an opportunity to come out here and put on a fantastic performance. I honestly think, I hate saying this because I always imagine worst case scenario, but I honestly think he's going to beat him he's going to knock him out in the first round. Right?
That's what,
and we talked about in the Whiskey Thoughts in previous about the mental aspect too of somebody.
You've already lost to the guy.
I just know you can internalize it. If you had knocked me out, we had fight and you knocked me out and we have to fight again. I'm always going to, until that, I'm always going to give you, respect you. Yeah. I'm always going to be like, it's just how it is. That's how life is. If someone gets one over on you, it's hard to be like, nah, this time is going to be different. And I get these guys are built different. They're athletes. They're fighters.
But that's still a thing.
But it's still a thing. If you knock me out, I'm always going to be more respectful to you. It's always going to be in my mind. It's always going to be playing. I'm always going to be insecure about it. I'm always going to be struggling with it.
Yeah.
That's just how humans are.
Take it back to my amateur mediocre high school wrestling career. Yeah. That was it though. You lose to a guy, especially a dominant loss, that's in your head if you rematch him, no matter what, even if you've improved a ton. It's like that's, that person had that ability at one point. And Dustin can evolve all he wants, and he has. But he knows that he got hit one time and it was over. And he always is going to remember that in those exchanges. He's going to know, oh, shit, if he hits me one time, because it's happened before, it's not just one time and he hurt me and then he was, I should have defended like this. He touched me one time and it was over. So, yeah.
I just think McGregor, like you said, with that karate stance to slide in, slide out, he just has lots of opportunities to make that moment happen again, and I fully expect him to. Yeah, knockout round 1 for both of us. Yep. Yeah. He evolved, like we said, but I feel like he evolved in the wrong way. He evolved to become a brawler and someone that relies on his chin. And I honestly, like I said, I think Conor's evolved a lot too. He's not the same fighter that he was.
But he evolved, I feel like, in a way where he takes less damage, and he evolved into something he already does well in his striking. And
exactly. He's evolved and made the skills that he was already good at better, which is range management, hitting and not getting hit.
Poirier's toughness evolved, I feel like.
Yeah.
So, we're in agreement. We're both
I'm trying to think of a fight where Conor took a lot of damage. The Mendez and Diaz. In the first Diaz. Yeah, I second one. But not like hard, not like Justin Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez, where you're taking an absolute pounding.
Yeah. He's generally pretty good at avoiding that. Yeah. So, yeah, we're in agreement. You can call us Conor lovers all you want, but
and I am.
And I am too, but it's for a reason.
He's fucking good.
It's good. We will take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with some payment pick'em.